Looking at some odds and ends on top of the fuel tank, port side fuel tank way over there, where you see that dryer vent hose like you would have in your house. That's for the engine room blower or evacuation blower. Just underneath that white hose you see a stainless steel 90-degree elbow. That is your fuel return from the port Cummins engine. Then you see that big black hose, looks like it's a 2.5-inch black hose. That's the fuel fill hose. And to the right of that big black hose is about a 1-inch hose. That is the air vent. So when you put fuel into the fuel tank, then air has to bleed back out. And so that's the air vent. Looking a little bit closer, there's an emergency bilge pump, usually for your dinghy. That's too small for the big boat. This piece here is your fuel gauge, your electronic fuel gauge that goes to the dashboard to tell you how much fuel you have in this tank. Moving through the battery selector switches to the starboard tank. Again, you can see a fuel fill gauge right here. The electric gauge that goes up to the dashboard. Out to the side to the screen left is the air vent. Center screen is the fuel fill hose. And then over there to the right is the return fuel for not just the big Cummins engine, but also the generator. We'll see if I can get a better angle on it. You can't appreciate it, but there's two elbows over there. So we've got two elbows, one for the Cummins, one for the generator. Here's the automatic fire extinguisher system. And then we've got this very large Xantrex inverter charger. And a really nice thing about this is this black shield. This is a rain shield or a dust shield to keep things from falling on top of it and getting inside of the cooling fan area. See all the grates for the cooling fan area in there? So that's a great shield to have up on top. Here we've got an unnamed circuit breaker. We need to discover more about what that circuit breaker does. And we'll do that by following the wires back and forth. And in closing, I want to mention you see a red wire and a yellow wire. Keep in mind that yellow is the new black. Used to be battery cables, jumper cables for your car where red is hot, black is not. Now that's changed. Red is hot, yellow is not. The reason they changed direct current battery cables to yellow is in the wiring scheme on your boat, you've got 220 volts, 110 volts, and they use black and white wires. And then you've got 12 volt and 24 volt direct current batteries. They used to use red and black wires. So to eliminate the confusion with what is in that black wire, 110 volts or 12 volts, they decided to go with yellow is the new black. If you want to learn more about inverters, battery chargers, and shore power systems aboard your boat, look us up on the internet. Ask Captain Chris.